3, 2, 1. Let it.
Yo, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another series, or kind of a new series, for the channel. So, as you know, in our last video, we unboxed our UX10, and that got us some pretty cool parts. But I was thinking, I can't just do unboxings on this, so I was thinking of doing something a little bit new that I haven't seen before. So I've seen people do little tournaments with like decks and from the parts that they have, but I've seen them do combo testing, but I've never really seen them do deck testing, and that is going to be something new that I'm going to start. I'm going to start deck testing, which is basically making a deck and seeing how well it works. So, for our first video, I actually pre-made these decks. And it is Gale Wyvern, Wizard Arrow, and Hell Scythe on 160, 960, and 360. So, we are going to test these out on a couple of different drivers, and we're going to see which one fits them best. I am totally not missing a driver right now. I had 5, and I now have 4. So, yeah, there we go. We got our drivers, and we have already a couple of preset made combos that we are going to use against this deck. So we have Silver Wolf 380 Needle. We have Shadow Shinobi. I think I'm going to change this combo. Yeah, we're going to change it. So we're going to give Shadow Shinobi 360 ball, because it's pretty nice on that. We have Savage Bear on 160 high needle. We have Yell Kong on 770 metal ball, which is our custom bit that we made. I still have to make a video on that, but don't worry, we will soon enough. And we have Leon Claw on 560 ball. So this is a pretty good set for what we're going for here, because our deck is full of attack types, but we don't know how hard they're going to hit. So that's what the testing is for. So without further ado, I think we did pretty much enough talking. We're already 3 minutes into the video. So let's just get right to it. So for our first driver, we're going to do best out of 3 battles. We are going to make sure that we have the right driver. We're going to do best out of 3 battles. 1 battle for each Beyblade. And basically, yeah. So how this is going to work for the deck is that we're going to take a driver and we're going to see which one works best with that Beyblade. So we're going to do best out of 3 battles for the same driver with the 3 different Beyblades. And whichever it works best on, we're going to keep it that way. And for our testing Beyblades, which I'm a bit confused because I thought I had 5. I'm losing Beyblade. Here it is. Okay. I'm losing Beyblades in things left and right. For our deck, our things, it's gonna be the same Beyblade, 3 different things. It's just gonna be 3 first to 3 battles for each Beyblade in the deck and each opponent. So, without further ado, let's just get right into it. What we're aiming for this deck is going to be really fast and strong enough hitting Beyblades. So we're going to start off with flat. This is going to be an attacking deck, so let's keep it in the attack mode. So we're going to start with the driver flat, and we're going to start with Gale Wyvern 360. And our opponent, or first opponent, I guess we'll start off with one of the more lighter ones. We're going to use Shadow Shinobi. So let's get right into it. Enough talking. That scared me a little bit. Alright. That was pretty nice. But we're not looking for straight attacks here. Jeez, I have my stuff all over the place. Alright, let's try again. So that's 1-0. To be honest, it works really well on Gale Wyvern. Flat looks to be working really well on Gale Wyvern.
Game.
And what do you know? It won on every battle. So that seems promising. But we aren't done, because we still have 2 more Beyblades to test. So now we're going to move on to Wizard Arrow 960. Okay. So it seems like Wizard Arrow cannot keep up the stamina this time. So it's stamina this time with Shadow Shinobi. These are really heavy hits, so I'm just trying to make sure that I don't damage them too much, because if I do, obviously there will be a point of giveaway. And just checking for any damage, because as you know, not everybody likes paying for a new Beyblade when they break it, especially if it's something that is exclusive. Tough mammoth. But anyway, Flat looks like it's doing its job, but sadly couldn't keep up to the stamina. And if I'm right, that was our final battle. So now we're gonna move on to Scythe 160 flat, and we're gonna go on to our next one. First battle. Not only did that scare the crap out of me, but now I'm scared to check if my Beyblade is actually broken. Enough said. We're keeping it on this. Enough said. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. Surprisingly, it is in one piece. It's just that it scares the crap out of me. Here's a ball. So, yeah, enough said. I think we found our first driver for our deck, which is going to be flat on 160 Hell Scythe. A very fast-moving combo, if I say so myself. Let's move on to something a little bit slower that can hit a little bit softer. Let's try 160 Rush. Well, let's try Rush. our next attacking Beyblade thing. I don't know. But anyways, should I do the releases in order? Not that I even remember which order they are in. But whatever. Alright. We are going to go into our next one. Let's move on to a different opponent each driver. So let's move on to our defensive type on Silver Wolf 385 Needle. Let's go! Okay. Normal movement for the rush driver. Trying to make sure our stadium stays in frame. And also that my battery doesn't die on the camera. But, anyways. This seems... I do like the idea of multiple extreme dashes, but let's be honest, it isn't going to help you in the long run when it comes to the speed that you're looking for. So, actually, I think our plan here with Rush is not going to work. So, we're going to take Rush off of the list of things that we have to use, and we're going to move over to Quake. So, yeah. As you know, with attack drivers, a big risk comes with big reward. So with Quake, as you know, this thing has horrible life after death. But it can serve some pretty strong attacks. So let's go on to a different Beyblade. Let's move on to our Savage Bear combo, which is pretty scary, if I say so myself. I don't understand what happened. I just saw Dale Wyvern go into a 180. Not even 180, it freaking it just turned 90 degrees. Oh no. I think our Gil Wyvern is too light for it? That's the word I'm looking for? I think that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, I think our Gil Wyvern is just too light for Quake. Let's give it something a little bit heavier and put it on Wizard Arrow. So, let's try that. And obviously, realign the stadium. Let's try and get some knockouts. Back on the same Savage Bear. Jeez, they won't line. Big risk comes with big reward. Big risk comes with big reward. Does not lie. Also, I think it's better that we stick with our original two drivers that I was planning on putting on this deck, which was Gear Flat for Gale Wyvern and 3 low flat for Wizard Arrow. So now let's put them up against our illegal combo because of the metal ball. Yeah, the one thing you're definitely looking for is that smoothness in the air. Because I've never heard of so quiet extreme dash in my lifetime. Let's go. You know what? I think this may just be our main bay for the battle. Because, geez, it is really quick. I guess you could say that Wizard Arrow stays on point. Stays on point. Anyways, let's try a bit of a heavier opponent. Springback Silver Wolf. Actually, no. Let's use the one Beyblade that we haven't used yet, which is Leon Claw. Not extreme dash. Making sure my save is still in frame. To be honest, I think I kind of understand the concept of the extreme dash. For like a really fast extreme dash, not only do you want the least air resistance, but you also want to have it be the quietest. Because if you have a super quiet extreme dash, that also lets you know that you're having a very, very smooth transition into your extreme dash, and you're not losing any power. So, take notes. Take notes. Because I think I know that I can make the fastest Beyblade combo. But, it takes a little bit more engineering than science. If I was to say so myself.
Game.
Alright, nice. Cool. Alright. Let's see. We're gonna switch out. Go back to you. And we're gonna bring back Gale Wyvern, which was actually one of our original bays for deck. So, yeah. There we go. Gale Wyvern on the attack. I mean, I think Gale Wyvern is pretty good for attack because it supplies a good down smash. Also, it's just crazy in general. Ay. Jeez. Anyways, let's try. Let's try a Hill Slice. And then we're gonna bring a meta combo into this mess. Damn. There he goes. I think it's because I launched it first on accident, so let's try. Launching it correctly this time. Do y'all want to know the crazy thing? This is the first time you've seen it on video of 385 bursting, but this is probably like the third time, and I found another new bay that can burst 385. Other people have probably seen it a lot more than me, but it's still, for me, a new experience seeing 385 burst with how smooth the ratchet is. But let's be honest, it's just a hold ratchet. I think that's what we can call these kind of ratchets now. These new ratchets, they're just hold ratchets. So, it's nothing special about them. But, anyways, let me take a minute to talk to you guys while I get to meta combos ready for this. That's a little bit of a meta deck, but it can't really work because obviously they all have 360. But, whatever. Why not break the rules for the video? Anyways, let's go on. See if our deck can beat a meta deck. We're gonna start with House Hammer going against our Gale Wyvern. So let's try that. Okay, nice. Our Gale Wyvern stuck that out. Probably gonna use a smash attack to its ability. It's just a chase battle now. And the question is who will win by stamina. And it's a tie! Oh my goodness. Alright, let's do one more battle. I specifically didn't choose Hell's Scythe because it's an earlier evolution of Hell's Hammer. Or, dare I say, first evolution of Hell's Hammer. So, yeah. But, anyways. My fingers. Let's move on to our next one. So, as you saw, Hell's Scythe has some pretty good bursting capabilities. So, why not put it up against something that is going to make it really, really difficult. Golden Rock. Oh, gee. Safe to say, Golden Rock is not scared. He is not scared at all. Especially with the down smash of Hell's Scythe. Yeah, it's gonna get real. That was a pretty good knockout. Let's do one more battle. Then we'll move on to our next one. Ay. Oh, geez. Okay. And there's a sleep out with no effort at all.
Game.
We need to figure out a stamina combo for Golden Rock. Because I feel like if we do, this thing can destroy a whole meta. And I'm keeping that as a promise. When I get 360, not 360. When I get 660, this thing is going to destroy a meta when I find a stamina combo for it. Or if the Karatomi releases a Metal Ball officially. Because then my thing would be legal. Anyways, on to our final battle, which is a bit of a more struggle. Struggle. Ay. Oh, jeez. The heavy hits. The really heavy hits. Sword Phoenix just doesn't move to any hit at all. Challenge yourself! And obviously Sword Phoenix is going to win by default. Jeez. Can't lie. It is a challenge. Oh my goodness. Look at the speed. Look at the speed. Yes. Yes. Now that is what I call some speed right there. Yes. Alright. I think that's pretty much it for the deck testing. So, what do I think about my deck that I made? I was originally going with a plan of having it be really light, but really fast. And obviously, we did achieve that with one of our Beyblades, which is our, Wizard Arrow. So I think I could definitely keep this in the deck. But the other two Beyblades, they're questionable. I hate the fact that I don't get to use low flat because it's on that. So I may do a little bit more testing to see how good it can be without low flat. If it doesn't perform to my standards, then I'll keep low flat on it. But that removes me from being able to use my Driger, because originally Driger was the one that wielded low flat. So yeah, and Go Wyvern, obviously, this was, as I said, one of the original Beyblades from the deck. It performs okay, but it can definitely use with some work. And Health Scythe, obviously, you saw that this thing is really fast, has good, good speed to it, really good speed to it. The one thing I prefer fixing on it, though, would definitely be the aerodynamics on it, because obviously 160, not the best for aerodynamic stuff. So if anything, if I get a 070, 080, I may try it out on this just to see how it performs. But we leave that to a next video. So that's what I think of this deck. Definitely do want to try and improve. But at least I was able to get another video out for you guys. That's what matters most. I'm Ultima Burst. If you're new, welcome to the Ultima Burst family. If you want to see more of this content, please, please, please hit subscribe. If you like this video, hit the like button. It's totally free. It's gonna cost you nothing. And share this with friends and family. Get my name out there. So, yeah. I'm Ultima Burst. Welcome to the family. Peace!